Hey, how you doing? Roy from Tapio Farms. It is day 6 with our microgreens quest, and we're gonna check on the greenery here. Obviously, the tray covers are off, so I've already got a peek at the goods. But I'm gonna turn the camera around here in a second and show you what we've got. Uh, First of all, um, I'd like to say I think I probably jumped the gun a little bit, thinking that we're going to get a really fast harvest on this stuff. Seeing as it's microgreens, you hear a lot of things like 5-day harvest, 7-day harvest. I think to put it more realistically, we're looking at a 10-day, fortnight harvest, something like this. We're looking at a time frame of a couple weeks, okay, not a week. I think with maybe some improvements in technology and procedures and techniques. Once we get the techers down, we might be able to get it down to a week for a lot of these plants. But each plant is different. Some plants are going to take 14 days. Some plants may be able to be cut down to a week. But we're not going for sprouts here. We're going for microgreens. So we're letting them grow a little bit longer than sprouts so that we can get the full nutritious potential, get it something a little bit more substantial. Um, I think it's going to be more fun to eat microgreens than sprouts. A little bit easier to handle. So, without further ado, let me turn the camera around and look at our progress. Day 6. Okay, ooh, look at that arugula. Just coming up fantastically, creating this thick canopy of sprouts that feels so cool. Wow, yeah. my my love for what is that? The sense of touch, I suppose. Feeling this, it's just a carpet of microgreens. And yes, of course, if I was selling these to other people, I would definitely be wearing gloves. But this stuff, I'm just going to eat myself. I cannot wait for this to be fully grown so that I can put this on a sandwich. It's going to be wonderful. I'm going to also try to grind them up into smoothies, maybe dry them out, freeze dry them, do all sorts of fun little experiments. So that's the arugula, looking fantastic. Could not hope for better results with the arugula. Now, moving over to the broccoli. The broccoli looks a lot better today than it did yesterday. Everything is looking nice and green. It's getting a nice dark color. It's nice and thick and strong. You can feel the plants are nice and strong here. And a lot of the seeds and a lot of the seedlings that were looking quite dire yesterday are coming up, popping up, and reaching towards the light. So I think we'll get a nice, decent little harvest for our first broccoli tray that we've ever grown, ever. Even some of these seeds over here, a lot of this stuff is coming up and reaching towards the light. So that was sort of the bad zone of the tray, and even that is starting to recover a little bit. But of course, towards the middle here, just wonderful, just wonderful. I love that. The radishes are looking a lot better as well. As you know, over here, not so great. Although, we're getting some roots popping up. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit of a recovery over here. But still, pretty good. We're still going to get a pretty good harvest. This is, first time growing radishes, obviously. And we'll get a little view like this. You can see a little bit better how things are developing. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And then this tray of radishes looking even better. Looking much better. And a little bit more of an even growth. We can see over here towards the ends, things aren't looking as good. I might have to figure out a different weight system. I've just been using 2 bricks on either side of the trays after I seed them. I might have to go with some more even weighting, like a paving stone or something. I know that Microgreens uses a paving stone on top of the cover trays when he's germinating his plants. So I think I might move towards something like that. Have a little bit more of an even spread of the weight. But otherwise, things look good. We are getting some seeds clinging to the tops, but everything feels pretty good, relatively good. You can see the plants, the radish plants, are much bigger and thicker than the broccoli plants or the arugula plants. You know, they are a bigger seed, as you can see. So that's what you would expect, I suppose. Regardless, I think we're going to have a good harvest with these things, man. It looks pretty sweet. Some of these are like almost 2 inches long, it looks like. And yeah, I think things are going to turn out well for our first harvest. Our first 4 microgreens trays that I've ever grown in my life. The arugula is still just out competing everything at this point. Just looks beautiful. I just couldn't have imagined it being better. It's really making me look good here. But yeah, obviously the broccoli, radishes, not looking as good, but still pretty decent. So, moving on to the plugs before I start watering. The plugs, not as much poking through. I'm going to give these guys a little water here. Hopefully, we'll encourage them to start sprouting things up. But you know what? As we go over here, we're looking at the beans, and the beans are starting to pop out. The beans are starting to pop through the soil. And let's see if we can see some rootage, some root action. Let's see, I know I saw something. Yeah, right there. You can see the seed splitting open. The root and leafage are going to be popping out of that seed. And before, you couldn't see any of these bean seeds, any of these beans under the soil. Now they are starting to rise out of the soil. So hopefully that is a good omen for all of the other seeds that we've planted here. I'm really hoping for the best with these. I know that there are better techniques that you can use for planting plugs, and I'm excited to learn what those are so that the next batch will be faster and better. But for now, let's... Oh, yeah, we almost forgot the peas. Peas, of course. Peas are wonderful. Peas are popping out. The greens are coming up. We don't have very many seeds in there. This was just a test batch to see if we could grow peas from the supermarket. About a pound of peas, a bag of peas from the supermarket. Peas that were meant to be boiled into pea soup or something. And I just threw them in some, actually I threw them in a bag with a wet napkin. And after about 3 days, they sprouted nice long roots. And I just threw them in that soil. So maybe one of these next trays, once I get a harvest from these bad boys, I will spread some peas on some soil, put a top tray on there with a weight, and see what happens. You know, I'm pretty excited about that. I'm excited to get some pea microgreens. So that'll be further along in the microgreens quest. Hopefully in a week, maybe 2 weeks, we'll put some seeds down on some trays. Basil, let's see how the basil's doing. Basil, I'm not seeing anything come up with the basil, unfortunately. That might be a dud, but we'll see. We'll get to some watering here. Let's put some water in these plug trays. And what was that? About a cup. Gave him about a cup of water. We'll try to give this one a cup too. There is more soil here, these plugs. So maybe let's try to evenly disperse a full mason jar to both of these trays here. I don't know if the back is getting very much there. Maybe we can... yeah, the back is getting a decent amount. So we'll evenly disperse the rest of this mason jar just amongst these plug trays for now. And I'm going to have to invest in some more trays like this. It's really great. Fits 5 of these little cartons. These 10 by 20 trays that I bought from Bootstrap Farmer. Shout out to Bootstrap. And I'll put some water in the bottom trays here. What am I going to do here for filming? I'm not sure here. I'm just going to put the camera down on top. Yeah, works perfectly. I'll lift this up. Put some water in there. The soil is still pretty moist, so I'm not too worried about that. But I do want to give them some more water just in case I get real busy tomorrow and I can't water them right away. I'm guessing we'll be back tomorrow after work, after all of the complications of life are over, and I can get back to these little leafy greens. I think this should be enough. Okay. Let's see. I might give them all a little bit, a splash more. Just a splash more. Why not? I think we'll be pretty good. There we go. And so we've got trays with holes holding the soil. Yep. Right. And trays without holes on the bottom holding the water, which will be sucked right up into the soil. So in the future I will do this a little bit more scientifically, adding a more precise amount of water to the trays, but for now we're just kind of winging it. Yeah, we've got a lot of soil in there. So let's look at the plugs and see how they're soaking this up. I think these ones would like a little bit more. In fact, I might just top water a little bit. Might get a little bit greedy here and just top water these bad boys. Really try and encourage some growth. These ones seem to be soaking up the water quite well. Won't give them too much, but the ones over here I feel like need some encouragement. So that's what we're gonna do. Bam, bam, bam-ba-lam. Whoa, whoa, Black Betty, bam-ba-lam. Whoa, whoa, Black Betty, bam-ba-lam. Black Betty had a child. Bam-ba-lam, damn thing gone wild. Bam-ba-lam. Oh yeah. Really gets me high, bam-ba-lam. That ain't no lie. Bam-ba-lam. So, yeah, that looks pretty good. These ones look pretty good. But with the fan going on them all the time, they dry out faster than you would think. I'm not trying to overwater, but just giving them a little bit of encouragement. And as we spray these bad boys, we might be uncovering some stuff coming up. We shall see. Let's see. Let's look at this. Anything? Anything? I don't know. I'm probably missing something, but you know what? I don't want to get too excited. you get too excited, you start making mistakes. Let's pump this up a little bit more. We'll give that basil and those peas a little bit more water. Okay. Soak those peas. And those peas do not have a tray with holes or a bottom tray, so I'm not trying to soak them too much, just giving them just enough. Give that basil some water as well. That does have a hole in the bottom, so not too worried about the basil getting overwatered. But yeah, oh yeah, I just love water and plants. Something real meditative about it, you know. Not to get too hippy dippy about stuff, but it's just nice, isn't it? Okay. And the microgreens, since they're all popping up, I don't want to top water them really. I don't want too much water trapped up here, you know, amongst the plants, because that could cause mold. The chances of growing mold amongst this greenery is much higher than just on this soil. That's my running theory. Okay. So, plans at this point. Plans. Then I will let everybody go here. Plans. What are my plans? I'm gonna let these probably let these microgreens trays go for another week. I'm thinking we're just gonna check on them every day and see how we're going. But I'm guessing it's gonna be about another week until we get the kind of growth that we're looking for before we harvest. At least with these arugulas. The other ones might take a little bit longer, you know, especially with the temperature down here being a little bit lower than is ideal. We're looking at 57 degrees Fahrenheit, humidity of about 56, 57. And rising here as I put it closer to the plants. We're at about 58%, about 60% humidity. So, looking pretty good for humidity. As far as temperature goes, it could be better, but things are growing. So, what else do I have to say? Things are going better than I thought they would. I thought we were going to fail, but really the revolutionary step here has been this fan, this adjustable fan right here. See, I can adjust it, I can raise it up if I ever start putting trays up here, which I'll have to hang lights for, and this dehumidifier. Both of these things have really helped to decrease the chances of mold. And what can I say? A great investment. It did hit pretty hard in the pocketbook, this dehumidifier, about $300. Oh, at the local hardware store. But it has saved my butt quite a bit, and I was pretty afraid that I would be losing a full cycle of trays here. But so far, so good. No mold. So we'll try and keep it that way. We'll keep the dehumidifier on and the fan blowing. We'll keep checking on these every day. And hopefully we will get no mold. Hopefully the plugs will start growing. Hopefully the radishes will recover. And next time, I'm probably going to keep the covers, the top trays, on the radishes and the broccoli a little bit longer. But the arugula is doing great. So I'll go back. I think we took the top trays off of everything. The arugula maybe day 3, day 4 maybe. Yeah, day 3. And then everything else we took off on day 4. I might keep the top trays on the broccoli and the radishes, another day or 2 even, until I bring everything out under the light, at least in these conditions. So as we move forward, as we invest in more technology and develop our techniques, we might change that protocol. But for now, that's what I'm going to stick with. So, if you have any questions or concerns or advice, if you want to slap me in the rump and tell me I've been a bad boy in a wholesome and constructive way, drop a comment down below, please. Tell me what I've been doing wrong. Tell me how I could improve. And encouragement is also welcome. So, anyway, thank you for listening. Please don't think too hard about that comment about slapping me on the rump. It was all in jest, all very wholesome, all good jokes here. And, we're all in this together, man. So, hopefully you are learning as well. And if you are starting on this quest yourself, follow along. Hopefully, you can learn something from my mistakes and develop your techniques to avoid some of the foibles and the stumbling blocks that I've come across. Last comments, I would definitely encourage you to grow arugula. It seems very easy compared to the other plants, which are also on the easy list for microgreens growing. Radishes and broccoli are on the easy list. But yeah, arugula is definitely my favorite, the easiest to grow so far. I would definitely recommend it. So, like, subscribe, comment, all that crap, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. Peace out.